What's going on, y'all? So ended up acquiring a new vehicle. I've had my 96 GMC 1500 for about 2.5 years. Made some good money with that truck. She was a good old reliable, nice WT. Obviously that means work truck, but this deal came up on me and I couldn't pass it up. So I'm gonna kind of introduce you to her. Unfortunately, I already sold the white truck, but had to because money was tight, and like I said, I couldn't pass this deal up. So I'm gonna show you what we got here. All right, there she is, 02 GMC 1500. This is actually a Z71 4x4. And she's got your typical rust and stuff. Though my white WT was rusty, she is dirty now. I just drove her this morning in the salt and stuff. Door panel's messed up because, or missing. I have it actually in the back. It needs a window regulator, so she's stuck right now, but I got one coming. But I mean, this thing's not bad. 107,000 miles on it. Got it for a good price. You know, the tow rating on these are about 8,000 to 10,000 pounds. So if I really wanted to, I could tow something like one of the cars or something like that and pull a trailer. Probably an open trailer because it's, you know, lighter. Like I said, she's got a rust. Someone put tape on this, which is just crazy because it's rusty. Realistically, probably what I'll do with these lower sections. We got a little rust here and stuff, but 107,000 miles. Rust doesn't really bother me too much. I do have a new gas cap for it, so we're gonna pop that guy on. But what I'll probably do with these is, honestly, I know they sell those rocker covers that you can get and stuff, but I'll probably just honestly cut it where the rust stops, hit it with a rust inhibitor or whatever they have, and just paint it all black. Because it's not up into the floor. I could put those covers on there, but I don't feel like spending the money on that. And if I cut this and paint it, you'll barely even notice it. Like I said, this is just a driver. But I mean, yeah, 107,000 miles. Like I said, she needs a window regulator, needs the blower resistor, typical thing on these GMs. Because it only works on 4, or I mean on 5, on high. I actually have the blower resistor. Other thing is the wipers only work on high. So I gotta mess with that too. But I mean, this was actually my buddy's truck, his family's truck. His dad drove it, but they've had it. I used to ride in this with my buddy all the time when we were younger, and then they ended up selling it. They got it back. They didn't need it, so I ended up, you know, acquiring it. Never really a big fan of 4-wheel drive, but what are you gonna do? I mean, I'll take it. With 107,000, it shouldn't have too many issues. Someone replaced the tailgate because it must have been all rotted out. So that's pretty good. The muffler is rotted out. We'll probably stick a Flowmaster on here. I was looking at this actually, and like it's all blown out there. We might just lop it off in the front section there and bring that pipe right out here, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, we'll start it up here and get a little idle video with that muffler blown out. We might just cut that muffler all together. That starter grinds. I don't know why, but it still starts. I don't want to close that door because I don't want it to lock on me. I do have a spare key though. Typical GM belt noise. I couldn't get that belt right on my truck either. It always sometimes make noise, sometimes wouldn't. So yeah, it's definitely all coming out of the muffler. Yeah, there's barely any exhaust coming out of that. So this video is kind of just an overview of this. I can't say this will be our tow pig because I don't know how much it could really tow. Definitely in better shape than the white truck as far as frame wise. The white truck's frame was a little chewy on a couple of the cross members, and this one's pretty decent. I don't think I'll be fixing this lower section in this video, but I do got a blower resistor. We'll do that. I do got a new gas cap door, so we'll pop that guy on, and then we'll put this window regulator in also. And I mean, I already did basic maintenance on it. Maybe we'll pop a belt on it. I did the oil change on it and stuff, and that's pretty much it. 4-wheel drive does work, so yeah, hang out, check it out, tell me what you think in the comments. gonna juice these guys up. They look like they're pretty good though, but we'll juice them up. I do have an impact, I just didn't feel like grabbing it. Very good. Boy, oh boy. Do we have to remove the whole cap piece, you think? Impact works way better. There we go. Cool. Alright, there we go. Look at that boy. Torched. I'm gonna go grab the new one. Look at that guy. Perfect. Now, didn't I just watch myself pull that out? Like this? Yeah, like that. There we go. Oops. Man, it is chilly in this shade, dude. All right, let's hold this guy here. See if we can get our clip in here. Cool. Must be some rust in there, huh? Wow. So much better. A little cleaner than the rest of the truck, huh? Alright, so I have a blower motor resistor. We just kind of have to see. These 7 should come off with this drill in here. If it is the right one. I guess there's different styles, but yeah, I'm gonna need my 90 in here. If you do not have one of these tools, I recommend getting one. This one is the Milwaukee one. It's not really at a 90 degree. The DeWalt one they have is actually more of a straight like 90. This is kind of like a little less. Sometimes it works pretty good. Sometimes it doesn't have enough angle on it. So 4 7mm on that bottom. And let's see, what do we got here? All right, so these screws are 5.5s. They out here. Okay, I don't want to lose that. Big smoked. Yeah, she looks to be. Mounting's the same, connector hole's the same and stuff. So that's good. I'm gonna set this guy here, and I'm gonna have to move you guys because I gotta climb up in there to get that outer connector. All right, y'all, so I actually ended up having to take this cover off. If you can get a pick in there and get that connector out, more power to you, but I couldn't. So we're gonna pull this little guy here. Oh, don't break him. Pop him out. I'm gonna put this cover back on and then plug this in. Kind of show you guys what we got going on under here. So you, oh geez. So you got that connector there, and then there's a red one that goes up into the actual blower motor. 5.5 screws, or 5.5mm screws. So we're gonna turn this guy on and see if he works on the other speeds. We're gonna turn it off. Keys, keys, keys. Oh, she does. Cool. That wasn't that bad, huh? 18 minutes on the GoPro? Solid. Yeah, obviously you can see that old one was big smoked. Looks like they've updated it since this style. So, we're gonna toss this guy in the trash. Oh, 53%? Jesus. All right, y'all. This is my boy Justin. Big bike man. Owner of all the bikes. He's gonna watch me cut this thing up because I can't stand staring at this rust down here. Like, that's why I was gonna take it off, but I'm like, dude, I'll just wait till it falls off because it's kind of covering that lower section up. But yeah, wait till that bitch falls off. Straight line. What? Wow. That feels so good on my hair. Should we cut this out? Oh, that's a big chunk there. What is that, carpet? Or someone spray foam in here? That might be factory.
Factory foam.
Factory foam. That scares me. Oh.
Strong.
That's Ohio goodness, I guess. Like, I feel like you step on this bitch, it's gone, dude. Wow. I didn't even prep the surface. I mean, do I have to? Look, I don't even have to clean this running board. It's clean. Oh, wow, look at it's fixed. How beautiful. I mean, you watch. We're going to come back in a month, and all this rust is going to be gone. It's just going to be brand new metal. This is actually going to grow into a new piece. Right? I realistically probably should have ground this down, honestly. Let's make sure that's tight, because that sounded crazy. All right. Better. Little old Berryman's action, you know. Oh, that'll still cut you. Jesus.
Progressing anyway.
I didn't know this thing comes with free cookies.
Where's the screw into the body?
Oh my god. That thing is rotted. I think it'll stay there. I'm not gonna mess with it. Oh. I think that's just the rest of it coming out.
Yeah.
Oh. Or that mount broke on the... Oh yeah, the mount just broke on the bottom of it. Because it's fiberglass. Oh, stay on there, buddy. Oh man, we hit the frickin' side of it. What's wrong here? I think that'll be good. Dude, where's that gonna go? Is there another one? Beautiful. Can't even tell.
It kills rust and kills salt.
It stops salt in its tracks. Oh yeah, that looks way better than that rust, honestly. I'd rather look at that like that than have the rust on there. Way good. Well, that escalated quickly, huh? So, I'm kneeled under here. Don't mind these cinder blocks. It's fine. So yeah. This thing wasn't leaking when I got it. Unfortunately, our diff cover got a nice little pinhole in it. And it started leaking, seeped all the fluid out, and guess what? I was on the freeway. And so yeah, the actual leaked all the fluid out. And me, honestly, I think everything's okay. I just pulled this out because obviously it was low, and when I looked under there after I got off the highway, after I heard a decent amount of noise after I got off the highway, This thing had smoke coming out of that little pinhole, and the axle housing was pretty hot. So I went and grabbed the quarter fluid, filled it up, babied it home, probably 20 miles an hour because I was right down the street. And like I said, heard some noises. So after I let it cool off and everything, I'll take you to look at the actual rear end assembly. It's in the garage. So like I said, this thing got pretty hot, but I wiped off our bearings and they don't look bad. So I'm thinking it just got hot and unfortunately cooked the fluid, because when I pulled it out it was real thin. I don't know how our clutches are going to be in there for our posi, but I'm going to guess the noise was coming from axle bearings, because if you think about it, if that thing is losing fluid, first thing that's going to go is the axle bearings, because they're the ones that are starved of the actual oil, because they're at the highest point almost. So and that quart of fluid did nothing for it, because these things take about almost 3 quarts of fluid. Let me close this garage door real quick and then I'll bring you guys back. All right, so like I said, pinhole in there, lost fluid, came off the highway, heard a noise, kind of like a, I don't know, clacky noise, I guess you'd say. And so that's why I pulled it apart, because I thought I wrecked something. Like I said, honestly, these bearings look like they're okay. Both sides look like this. They don't look like they've been overheated. Neither are the races. Everything looks actually pretty good. But I already bought a rebuild kit. So the most I'm going to do is actually do these outer bearings, because I don't think they're too bad to do. I'll just have a place press them on for me. And then I ordered new axle bearings too, because I think that's where most of our noise was coming from. So the axles don't look like they're bad, like they're scored or anything like that. I only pulled out one side to look at the axle bearing, but especially like you get a noise from something if it's really hot, like metal contracts and, when it's hot, so you're going to get some noises. That's why I think after I let it cool down, it might have been okay. As far as, replacing that diff cover and adding fluid, but I got it out. It's not hard to do. We're going to pop some bearings on it and call it that. So I'll bring it back when I'm probably slapping this guy back in there. Don't mind that mess. Anyway, I got all the stuff. Bearings, blah, blah, blah. I got to get the carrier out of the truck or out of the van. First thing I'm going to do is just pull these axles out, replace these bearings and the seals. So I rented a slide hammer and stuff. Might end up keeping this. I don't know. I'm aggravated today. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to set you up on a time lapse, or I'll bring it in here close on the first one, then set you up on a time lapse on the second one. And then probably a time lapse on the center section. So yeah, carrier, center section, I don't know, whatever. See you soon. All right, so got you set up on this side because it's lighter out. This will be my first time ever doing these. You get the concept of it, so we're gonna see what happens here. So this guy slides in here like this, and then folds up, goes behind the bearing. You can kind of give her some wax. This caliper, stay there. Just stay up there. What's so hard about it? Ugh. Alrighty. This one feels alright, but the outer part of it kind of looks shot. So that dirt. Ooh, I might marred that up a little bit, but it'll be fine. All right, so junk. So I got a national bearing. Amazon screwed me and said that my second bearing was going to be here today. It won't be here till tomorrow. I don't feel like waiting, so I bought a Duralast one. So we're going to do national on the driver's side because I think it's a better bearing than Duralast. And if that one goes first, it's not close to the driver's side, and I don't have to hear it. So I'm going to get some gear oil and lube this guy up a little bit. I should probably get the wire wheel to that actual, yeah, probably re-wipe this out. I'm going to get the wire wheel to this outer part here because it's a little like gummed up and stuff from the actual seal itself. So I'm going to wipe this gear oil back out. It just helps clean it a little bit more, I guess. Should probably charge this battery before I do the other side, huh? Spray this guy down again. Wipe it around. Alright, so I got this, like, I need a hammer actually. So let's see. I want something right on the outer diameter of this. So I kind of like to maybe just start it a little bit like that with the hammer. Like I said, I've never done this before, but I've pushed on bearings before, so it looks like it's going pretty straight. I've done pilot bushings and all that kind of stuff. Pretty even all around. Looks pretty good. We don't want to damage that front part of it. So now this is where we will put some fluid in this boy. And this should be almost the same size as this guy, or bigger. Okay. I'm also going to put some lube on this seal here. It may seep a little bit, but we just want it to be nice and lubed up so when we slide that axle in there, it doesn't destroy it. So yeah, that's not bad, huh? So we'll clean the axle off. We don't have the center section in yet, so we're going to do the other axle bearing and then put that center section in. See you guys in a minute. Oh. Oh, hello. At this point, whatever. We're gonna wipe all this crap out with. Oh yeah. Good brake cleaner, baby. Whew. I am trying vigorously not to bang my back on that trailer hitch. Alright, so we have to try to shove this guy in here with these races and spacers, or these shims, which we may be able to do. And yes, I did keep them to each side, which I don't know how the fudge we're gonna do this. And slide this guy up on in here. Don't lose it. Fudge. Ugh. Can I have this back? This is terrible. I'll tell you what. No fun. We're gonna restart if I can. Jesus. We're gonna try to do something else here. Oh, God. Why are these so heavy? Yeah. Really helps when you can see. God, I wish this wouldn't keep falling off here and getting grime all over it. That'd be great. Stop it. Stop it. This is terrible. I'll tell you what, because my head keeps hitting this freaking thing here, dude. And I'm gonna tell you what. Dude, why don't these things stay on? This is so not hard to get out. And then that happens, dude. I mean, come on. I just want to be able to slide this thing in there. That's all I want to be able to do. And there's rust on my head, man. We're going to take this slow. We're going to... Whoa, boy. So, last night, battery died on the GoPro. I got aggravated. Did everything for no reason. This is where you go back. When you're doing something, you got stuff apart. Don't skip steps. Do it. Because, got everything back together, went around the block. Thing was making just all these noises. Well, I didn't want to take the pinion out because it's just a big hassle. Well, guess what? Bada bing, baby. Big shot. So, yeah, that's screwed. So I have a bearing and everything. So we are going to take this guy up, get it pressed on, slap everything back together. So I'll catch you here in a little bit. There's a mess. Whatever. Anyway, so remember we were talking about things escalate quickly. They did. Took that pinion up to the actual machine shop guy. He was going to press that new bearing on for me. This is actually the old pinion. If you see, there's a little bit of a like a shim race type thing here. It's raised here. This is all grooved. I had it sitting on the rain because it is junk, because the bearing spun on here and ground this all the way down. So, rust. So I had to buy a whole new ring and pinion. Hey guys.
Sorry, I didn't understand that.
Siri, don't start with me. Anyway. Remember, your ring gear bolts are reverse thread. I broke one. But luckily, looks like your 7.5 rear end ring gear bolts are the same size. So we had an extra. Torqued these all down. We got our new ring gear on here. We put our pinion in. I will tell you, you got to set your preload and stuff on it. Look it up. There's a couple videos out there. They're pretty good. They're pretty simple. I don't like describing all that kind of stuff on here because I don't want to be wrong, but they say you want to be within 14 to 19 inch-pounds of rotational force. So I just used a, like, where'd I put it at? I think it's underneath there somewhere. I don't know where I did with it, but I used like a old school torque wrench type thing. It's over here. I'll show you. It's right here. So, and the only thing you could find in inch-pounds is a 1/4 inch. They sell this one this was at AutoZone for like 36 bucks, or 30 bucks. I don't know what it was. But yeah, you have that. So I had to use this is a 1/4 inch head on here. So I used a 1/4 inch to 3/8, 3/8 to 1/2 inch, and then onto our 32 millimeter socket. So you tighten that nut up with your new crush sleeve on there and your new bearing and everything, and until you start to feel a little bit of resistance, and then you put this on the nut and then spin this, and then you want to watch that as it's spinning to get to like between 14 and 19. We were about right on the money, about like 18, so it was pretty good. So this is where we get into the other nerve-wracking part of it. Getting the ring gear in and making sure that our actual our gear mesh is good. So they gave you some paint in this kit and stuff, so we'll try to set you up here. And this is my first time ever really kind of doing this. I've done it a couple times. Well, I haven't done it a couple times. I think I just fixed the posi on something before and just slapped it back in, because obviously I just put the shims back in the same spot. So this is gonna be totally different because it's all new gears. So we're gonna get all this stuff cleaned up here, get some oil on this stuff, and we're gonna slap that guy in there. So I'll catch you guys here in a minute. All right, so when I watched the person do this, he said if my head wasn't getting caught, freaking thing. They say you want, oh, we might need our race, huh? Both of our races? Yeah, probably. So we're gonna get both our races slapped up on here. So he says you want to push this guy, get this guy up in there. If you can. Ow. We're gonna push him all the way over here and try to, oh, we gotta get our race in here. All right, so we got our race in there. We're gonna slide one shim, one thick shim, onto this side. We're gonna get our bearing cap. Slide him on maybe. And then we're gonna push this guy over. Well, son of a biscuit. gonna be a hassle, that's for sure. And he said that you want enough shims to where you have to, like, I guess you'd say, shove them in there. There. Well, that'll fit, so we need one of those. And like maybe two of these. Fudge. We had it, guys, we had it. So he said, like I was saying before, you want them to where you almost have to force them in. Like that. And then I guess we put our other bearing cap on. Oh, this, you know, if this crossbar wasn't here, this would be so much better. Maybe if I said Indian style. Indian style helps. It helps. Except for my bun on my head keeps hitting this cross member. So we're gonna tighten these up, torque them down, and see what happens here, you know? All right. Torque spec. Bearing cap, 60 foot-pounds. All right, those are torqued. Supposed to measure our backlash, but to be honest with you, I don't have a gauge, and to me, I was watching that guy do it, and I mean, that looks pretty good. So I guess we're gonna paint them and see what it looks like, man. Did I say I'm getting tired of crawling under here? So we got a little tube here. By the looks of it, oh, of course we have to frickin' cut it off. I think we're gonna do about 4 or 5 teeth. I guess a little tube's all you really need, huh? Okay, so we got them painted. All there's really to do now is frickin' roll the thing, I guess, and see what she does, huh? Okay, so our mesh is not that good. I can actually show you. So you see how light it is? So I'm guessing we want that to be obviously in more, like in further on the gear. So I wiped this stuff off, and so what we're gonna do is probably loosen this cap, pull this cap, and pull that, like, because I just put like the factory shim that was in here on this side, and maybe line that up with a couple of these guys and see how thick it is, and then maybe try to take like just a little bit off of it, and hopefully that'll work. So we're gonna try to keep those shims on that side, but it's probably not gonna work. So we'll keep this many on this side. We'll set that on top of the bearing cap. And we'll get this shim out. Yeah, okay. And we're gonna stick this guy back up in here, push that way. I don't know if it's gonna stay, so we're gonna just take our bearing cap or something here. Yeah, we'll take our, set that in the pan, take our bearing cap. This guy actually looks, is there something on here? Yes. Oh, come apart. I'm talking about this outer edge. There we go. So this is definitely thinner, and that might just give us the amount we need to have it work properly. So we'll take this guy, scoot him on in here, flathead here again, try erase over because it's in the way. I'm gonna see how this guy fits in here actually. So we may be able to add one more thin one. I want it tight in there, you don't want them loose, you know. See, still a little bit more. So like I said, that guy I was watching the video, we'll just add these two here. He said you want your shim stack to be able to, like, when you're putting it in. Oh, okay, she slid on out of there. Like I was saying, so like I said, that when you're putting your shim stack in there, you want to have to be able to kind of almost force them in there. All right. I guess we'll paint the same spot so we don't have to go get the brake cleaner. Oh yeah, I could feel that chilly air coming from the night, baby. I guess let's see what happens. Please be good, so I don't have to do that again. Why are we locked? What the heck? Well, what happened? There's no way that's that tight. Huh? Well, what the fudge, man? I just had you spinning. Alright guys, so this will be my first time actually using this voiceover, so bear with me here. So what actually ended up happening here was, because it just went on and on and on, kind of fighting me here. So I ended up putting a smaller shim on the passenger side and then a big shim stack on the driver side, and I think what that was doing was actually pushing the ring gear, the big gear you see there in the front that my hand's always on, and there's a pinion gear in the back. I think it was pushing that onto too far into the actual pinion and binding it up, so it was too much of it was meshing too close, and it wasn't allowing it to actually spin. So what I ended up doing was putting the thicker shim on the passenger side of it, and then the smaller shim stack on the actual driver side, which in turn brought that ring gear a little bit further away from the pinion. And actually, you'll see in this next clip after the time lapse ends, I just it'll be where I'm kind of just wrapping it up and actually spinning the gear around, and just listening for any weird noises and stuff. The pattern looked pretty good, for best to my knowledge at least, and I didn't hear any crazy noises. It seemed like it was spinning perfectly fine. They say if you start to hear some weird noises and stuff, that's when you might have an issue. So after the time lapse ends here, you'll see me actually just spinning it around, and that'll be just before I actually put the whole truck back together. Didn't take any video of that because it was a long day. We'll just put it at that. So hang along for the rest of the ride. it's dark. I'm freaking beat. Just got this thing running. I think I got the gears meshed properly. I hope. Not a lot of noise coming from, no grinding really. So we're gonna flip her and drive and see what she does. She's still up on the jack stands, obviously. Can't probably see, huh? Let's just smoke from the exhaust. Because I cut the muffler off. Man. Yeah, see, look it. No muffler. So we gotta get something on there. But I don't hear no howling. I just kind of wanted it to run like this a little bit. So I guess I'm gonna let it do this for a little bit and bring it back once I'm in the truck. All right, y'all. We're rolling. And you know what? I don't even know where the light is in here. Hello? I think if we do this, there's like a roll button. That should turn that on. Get a little light in here. Sounds okay though. Yeah. Back at the house. Hey. Well, there we go, guys. My new rig. That escalated a little bit more than I thought. But that goes to show you how fast things can happen, you know? I mean, parts move quickly in vehicles, you know, as cars, engines, transmissions, rear ends. Unfortunately, I didn't see that leak before I left. I drove about 40 minutes on the highway, and 40 minutes back, I got off, and there was smoke coming out of the rear end, like out of the pinhole that was in the rear cover. Unfortunately, I'm gonna guess that the fluid was never changed in it. You know, it's not really a service. People don't really service those too much unless you're very picky. But I bet it was never serviced, so that didn't help it any. When I pulled that cover, it was super thin, because obviously it got burnt. You see that pinion was trashed. But that's it. I'm not gonna put the window regulator in there in this video, because this video will just be too long, and why put the window regulator in here anyway, as far as for the video. So there's that. I got her up to probably about 40-50 miles an hour. I didn't hear nothing out of there, so that's pretty good. But yeah, that's it. I'll drive her tomorrow. I'll keep driving her, see how she does. Obviously more and stuff's probably gonna pop up here and there, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that, because that surely beat the heck out of me. I know I keep saying the white Camaro's coming up, but she is in the works. In the video you'll see I got the your fuel tank, everything out. Unfortunately, I had to pull all the interior because I was going to run a wire on the inside of the actual car for the fuel pump, because I didn't want it to I didn't want it on the outside of the car. And I ended up finding water in the bottom. It's not rusted or anything like that, which is good. So I pulled the whole carpet out and was drying it. So that's a whole ordeal too. My life's just been going crazy. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Leave a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button for me, you know. And for now, take it easy.